Hey guys, Artosis here. Welcome back to ArtosisCasts. If you're wondering where the casts were for the last couple days, because you check every day, so sorry about that. I actually came down with a little stomach bug on Easter, and I just happened to run out of VODs on the same day. That was going to be a recording day for me, so yeah, sorry about that. We're back now, stomach all fixed. So thanks for checking in, and please do enjoy as we continue forward on this Korea-China Invitational League. Right now, in this 9-game series, Paralyze, our Korean Protoss pro gamer, is up 2-1 against XiaoShuai, probably the best Zerg in China, or at least one of them. And so far, it's been a pretty good series, I think. It does feel like Paralyze is outplaying him a little bit, but I think that's going to be mostly the case, right? Like, you would think that the Korean pros are a little bit better. Maybe when we hit some Mihu games, depending on who he's against, I could definitely see him taking some series against some lower ranked pros. But for XiaoShuai, it's a hard match, right? Paralyze is very, very strong right now. I think he's really on the brink of becoming an ASL like regular player, along with just a handful of other Protoss players that have really risen up a lot lately. Paralyze is putting in the time, he's putting in the effort. Of course, you might remember him as the Afrotoss from those old days from SK Telecom. Certainly an entertaining player as well. Now, XiaoShuai going to go ahead and send his drone down. Looks like it is going to be a hatchery first. He's going to be playing against a forge first. So notice the second probe out here. This is both to make sure a Zergling rush isn't coming, but also you could try to set up a cannon rush. Now, a drone comes out and immediately follows a probe. So this is some good star sense from XiaoShuai. He is just kind of making sure that this probe can't just suddenly make, you know, a cannon rush go off. Well, he's going to try it anyways. There's the pylon. Second probe is going to come down. And as soon as he sees the second probe, he knows, okay, this is like serious. You definitely want to bring some more drones to jump over the mineral patches. Now, oh my god, he killed one of the drones. That's insane. Now, one thing to mention, cannon rushes, if you watch more StarCraft 2, they're not nearly as strong in StarCraft 1 because there are all sorts of tricks. Like, for instance, you can jump over the mineral patches, and you're going to see that here. He is double attacking with probes, which is insane, but he's already jumped one. The second probe is doing a great job, and now he's got 3 back there. So he's going to be able to kill the probe rather quickly, and now he's going to have to get to work on those cannons as well. Oh my god. This is, like, kind of insane because cannon. He was not attacking as quickly as I would have liked to see on this cannon. And it feels like some of these are going to get up. Oh my god, he kills another drone with the probe. Just insanity. And here we go. He actually retargets on the drones that are behind here, but they will end up killing this one cannon. This cannon will get in, though. Now, the game isn't necessarily all the way over. There's, like, you know, you're spending a lot on the cannons. It does definitely feel like we have a big advantage right now for Paralyze. And with the Lings getting on, okay, he's going to force a cancel there. He's going to kill off this cannon. And now with the sunk, let's see. Okay, he's hitting right here. He's hitting the pylon, and I believe this will kill the pylon before this kills the hatchery. So, I mean, if you don't kill the hatchery, it's pretty rough. But look at the worker count, 8 against 16 right now. Obviously, you're going to have steady production coming out of the Protoss player. Sorry, my thoughts are kind of racing right now after the failed cannon rush, but he killed a decent amount of drones, right? So, like, there are redeeming qualities to it. And yeah, this is one of the main things why pressure and rushing against Zerg is considered particularly strong, because if you do it the right way, you basically make workers nonstop as Terran or as Protoss, right? Like, this is just one of the features of those races is it's not the same production facility. So with Zerg, it's like, okay, well, if you're not making drones, you are getting behind economically a little bit. Now, you don't need as many drones as they need probes or SCVs, so it's kind of like a difficult line to straddle. But certainly you can see an advantage as far as that worker count goes up at Paralyze's side of the map. Now, he's got his cannon, he's got his gateway up, the gas is starting to mine. There's the core. And the probe is still running around and scouting a little bit. Now, you see that there is a gas being made. Ooh, the very hidden Hydralisk Den. No way to scout that because of the sunken, by the way. So this is very, very well hidden. But, I mean, you see that, so it's like, okay, is this Zergling speed? Is this a quick layer? Is this a Hydra bust? You know, you're thinking these things as Paralyze. You certainly don't look at that and be like, oh, standard macro play after the cannon rush failed. That is not what you're thinking at all. So Paralyze has at least some tips as to what is going on. He does put down the Stargate. Let's see the timing of this Corsair coming out, because already some Hydralisks in production. One Zealot being sent across the map. A probe in the opposite direction, right? So if we zoom out a little bit, you can see he's spread these out quite a bit. If one of them gets in, it's fantastic. Because really, he just needs to get over here and kind of figure out what's going on. But again, the Sunken does kind of ruin it. Now, this little block is to catch anything and to try to deny knowing whether or not there's a third hatchery. Paralyze turns around. I think he saw this Zergling. This Zergling is not at the top of the ramp, right? That's like, I think that's just beyond the vision point. So he knows that there's some sort of trick, or not necessarily there's a trick, but he can't necessarily scout that right now. And with Hydralisk speed wrapping up here and a few more lings being made as well, that push is going to come relatively soon. Now, the Citadel is coming out. The first Corsair will be out pretty soon. And he's actually, oh my god, I can't believe Paralyze. This is a really smart move, I think, to go ahead and grab a Dragoon so early on and be able to kill off an Overlord. Like, that's painful. Look at this, 31 of 26. Very, very annoying for the very low economy of XiaoShuai to deal with. Goes over to try to deal with this other Overlord. Not going to be able to get it there. The Corsair is going to be able to finish that off, though. And the Dragoon may end up getting stuck out here. We'll see. It looks like he will run it back, so pretty safe. In the meantime, we have about 8 lings on the map. 12 lings, and then here come the Hydras. So 12 lings and some speed Hydras. More Hydras on the way. The range upgrade on the way. There's only one photon cannon. Honestly, the standing army of XiaoShuai looks too strong right now, in my opinion. And he still doesn't know about the Hydralisks. Oh my god, he's just going to miss them. He's just going to miss them. He's going to see them for the first time down here. Oh, good luck to you, Paralyze. This is going to be really, really rough. 1 photon cannon. If he had 4 here, I'd say that, okay, we can do it. But as is, his units are even stuck outside. He dives on that first cannon. I think this is going to be it. Looks like XiaoShuai going to be able to tie this series up after holding a cannon rush and counter-cheesing here against Paralyze. Yeah, definitely very well hidden from XiaoShuai. We absolutely have to give him that GG. All right, so jumping right into this game number 5. It's tied up 2-2. We're on Butter. Paralyze just now scouting across the map. He's going to find that it is a pool first. Not a rushing pool first, but a defensive pool first here from XiaoShuai. And Paralyze actually went for a gateway, right? So this is going to be Zealot pressure. Now, Butter is a little bit harder to pressure on than some other maps, just because this travel distance that you see from this natural, if you just scroll down, you can see the path all the way. This natural is a little bit longer than other maps on average, right? So things like that really put into, I guess, a perspective like what matters on a map. So this one might be a little bit more popular for something like a Forge Fast expansion, but it's completely fine to still do a gateway expand here as well. Now, with the first few Zerglings out, obviously, XiaoShuai going to be completely fine against some incoming Zealots. In fact, Paralyze likely to sit back a little bit more defensively. He does send this first one out, but if these run by, he does have to think about that and keep this one back. And that's exactly what we see going on there. In the meantime, XiaoShuai taking his 3rd base location with that first hatchery. Didn't want it blocked. And, of course, his 3rd hatch right here at the natural. So, honestly, this all looks very, very standard. Nothing really out of the ordinary this game. Putting a little damage on the gateway. It's kind of like a cute move. Does scout in, tries to go for that probe, and actually wiggles by. Takes a couple Zealot hits on this one Zergling, but will be able to get in, get a little bit of scouting. The thing is, this, you see, you know, what you expect to see. It's not like there's going to be, wow, another gateway or something like that, right? It's not like the gas is going to be like overly quick or something. You can kind of tell based on whether you see the forge or not. But just running one around inside the base is highly annoying. It can harass the workers a little bit as well. So just something to keep in mind. I do like XiaoShuai being really active like that, getting one through. You can see already the amount of lost mining time, the amount of minerals that have been delayed, have basically paid for the Zerglings. So very, very annoying stuff. Now, the Cybernetics Core coming up in the wall. I'm always a fan of this particular maneuver. Making your forge in the main base means you never need to cancel your upgrade. Sometimes people will put on Hydra pressure early on and get that early forge, and if they do, you're behind on those upgrades, which is just brutal. Not something that you want to have to play with. So keeping that forge in the main base is going to allow Paralyze to basically nail his upgrade timings exactly how he likes them. Now, the layer is coming up about halfway done. Zergling speed on the way as well here for XiaoShuai. And yeah, nothing too weird. When you see the Zergling speed, sometimes that points towards Mutalisks. Of course, Paralyze can't know that Zergling speed is on the way until he sees Zerglings with speed, as the spawning pool doesn't do anything special when it's upgrading, right? No Zerg buildings do, so you can never really tell. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, this is a huge mistake from Paralyze. Just slightly out of position. XiaoShuai instantly with the punish. To be able to kill off that cannon is first off huge. Second off, 3 lings in the main base with speed about to finish. Oh my God, he still has that. Oh, what? The initial Zergling is still in here? Dude, 4 lings with speed are going to make a huge difference. Now, 1 paths poorly, so he might end up losing that one. No, it does end up living, but seriously, you get 3-4 Zerglings from a player that has good control in a Protoss base. This can spell disaster. We might see a bunch of lings killed off. I mean, probes killed off. We'll see about that, but we'll see what... Basically, it comes down to XiaoShuai's micro and multitasking, because he can't deal damage at the expense of sacrificing his own production, his own economy, his own teching at home. Like, you have to nail everything that you're doing, which, by the way, it looks like he's going 4-hatch Hydra bust. That's what it looks like right now with a layer, which is kind of weird. Haven't really seen that too much, but it might just be because he's keeping his opponent so busy here. Now, the Lings haven't done a lot of damage yet, but he is keeping them alive. Very annoying moment here for Paralyze. He does get his Corsair in. Now, hasn't seen anything too much. I think he doesn't know about the Hydras at all as of yet. Now, the first Hydra is going to pop out and be able to attack this Corsair. Corsair looks like it, just barely can't get that Overlord, which is super annoying. But now he needs to think about, oh gosh, there's already Hydras out. Like, am I playing against a macro Hydra build here? It could be. There is a 5th hatch on the way. Speed upgrade about to finish. The evolution chamber coming up. You know, there are builds where you go for quick layer and you just kind of go up into a Hydra lurker style. You get your Overlord speed kind of quickly. And you utilize those Hydras to block the Corsairs rather than try to run your opponent over right away. A little bit hard to say exactly what this will be from XiaoShuai. It's something we talked about already in the series, is that he's one of the more flexible Zerg players. Definitely will play any type of style, has a lot of weird builds, a lot of cheesy builds, but really varies himself a lot and oftentimes won't do the same strategy multiple times in a series. Now, this little group of Hydras just kind of roaming about. Plenty of hatcheries. The +1 is on the way. Lots of Hydras being made. The Templar Archives is not yet done. And I am starting to question whether or not we're going to try to see from XiaoShuai like a pre-storm bust time. And that definitely is something that could end up occurring here. You know, that is one of the scariest things to see, is when Zerg attacks with mass Hydra right before your Psystorms are ready to push them back. Overlord speed is coming, so definitely kind of points towards that right now. The Corsair's diving in as he's trying to deal with those Zealots, so this is a great move from Paralyze. Kills 1 Overlord, gonna get a 2nd one as well, right? No? Oh, wow, very low health, too. Well, he might get this one instead, since it is, like, over the muck here. In the meantime, the Zealots have the legs finish up. There's a lot of micro going on in multiple locations. Seems like Paralyze is coming out slightly on top here. He is a little bit quicker, as you can see from that APM counter in the top right. And I tell you, when you start getting up at the pro level, these numbers do end up mattering. You know, it's something that we talk about a lot in StarCraft, especially for improving players. It's like, okay, don't worry about the APM. That's not your primary concern. But honestly, as the players get stronger, it really does mean a lot. It has a lot to do with, you know, how often can you switch your screens? How quickly can you give your commands to to do these multi-pronged harassments. So definitely we see Paralyze doing a good job with that. Comes in with another little attack, but this is too small an area. I feel like, no. Actually, he dives with the Corsairs again. The Hydra's turn to fight those Corsairs, but that means the Zealots get some good pairings there, at least for a moment. The Zealots get in. The DT somehow slips in the main base. Oh my god, what a move here from Paralyze. Really putting a lot of pressure onto someone that looked rock solid. And now the DT in the main base, as well as the Zealots killing drones out there, gonna get at least a few. 4 drones end up falling, or maybe it was 3 in a Hydra from that Dark Templar. 50 workers against 29. So I'm looking at this game, and it's looking good for Paralyze, I think. Like, that was some very good multitasking. He did some good harassment with the Corsairs. He's kept the pressure on. He has like complete knowledge of what's going on over in XiaoShuai's base, right? Like, he knows no Spire, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He's killed off a fair amount of drones. He knows the hatchery count. I mean, he saw the timing of Evolution Chamber and all that. So I think he's going to be feeling pretty comfortable. Now, I do like what XiaoShuai is doing here. He is getting very fast drops for Overlord, kind of an older school style, but we've seen this making a comeback in the pro scene, like the quicker drops. It was something that was very popular for a long time, and we're seeing it once again. Now, the Zealots coming in for another little harass. Great drone blocking does slow it down quite a bit. Not enough Hydras really over here, and you can see the economy taking a huge bruising at the moment. Paralyze continues to deal massive amounts of damage. Twice the worker count right now. 25 drones is a bad economy. Very weak right now for XiaoShuai. Looking rough, but I mean, he has the drops up in his back pocket, right? That's one thing that his opponent doesn't know about yet. Oh my god. Oh, he's just gonna miss it. He's just missing it with the Corsair there. Overlord speed is not a weird thing to see right now. So, like, that's normal. You know, your opponent didn't open up with Scourge or anything, so that's normal. But here it comes, and now his Zealots are going to try to make their way in. Let's see what these Hydras can do. Not all of them are in range of the Nexus, so I'm not so sure that he's going to be able to power that down like he may have originally been planning. The Zealots get on top of these Hydras pretty darn quickly. The Nexus is getting attacked pretty well, but again, a lot of the Hydras were not able to focus fire at ending up behind the minerals. Only ones that could get into those 2 pockets were able to. So suddenly he's lost 4 Overlords of Hydras, 16 Hydras. Did he get a lot of damage? Well, we've lost 1 probe, canceled an observatory, lost a cannon, and lost damage on a Nexus. And obviously a little bit of mining time. Wasn't worth it, honestly. Was not a very good drop. I like the ideas coming out of XiaoShuai, but certainly behind in this game. Now, the Hydra's microing back. Obviously, this army coming out from Paralyze is a bit too strong. He's going to have to regroup and think of something else. I feel like from here, you just must go into Lurker, right? You have to play some sort of Turtle Lurker Hydra type of play. Maybe you can mix in a few drops at some point, like during a battle, drop off some Lurkers, try to kill a bunch of probes. But I don't see really a full frontal attack working at any point. He's spent too much money on these attacks. He's taken too much damage. From, you know, the counter harassment and, you know, just losing all the drops as well. Oh, God. That Overlord might get caught. No, it looks like too many move commands being given here from Paralyze. So that Overlord will get through with 4 Hydras. We'll see if it can do anything. No actual static D here to screw anything up either. This might actually be game. Honestly, this attack looks like it might kill XiaoShuai off. Oh, my God. Those storms are just crazy. And GG. Paralyze takes the lead 3-2.